Today it's Tip Tuesday and we are making lotus flowers and swans inspired by last week's live stream making swan pendants. What you're going to need for this project are some beads, your tools, and some 18 or 20 gauge wire and some round forms. I am just using a pen and removing the tip to have a cylinder, and I'm going to start by winding some 20 gauge wire around the end of the pen. And then I'm going to take my flat pliers and bend it to the back. And you push it with your thumb to make it a little sharper and just squeeze those wires together. And after that, I'm going to just round it out a little bit so it's more curved. And then I'm going to hold the end of the wire with the flat pliers and curve it around to form the other side of the petal. And then I'll wind it around the end of the pen and again curve it up at the side, and then get the flat pliers again, and right below the first petal we're going to bend it back. This ensures that the petals stay about the same size. So hold the end, curve it out, and again the pen and curve it around. So basically we are just doing one petal underneath the other to make sure they're more or less the same size. Holding the end of the wire with the flat pliers to make a nice sharp point, and then holding the bent wire together with the flat pliers and curving it out. Put the pen back and curve it around to form the bottom of the petal, and just keep tracing those petals until you have about 5 or the number that you want. You can use this technique to make other kinds of flowers too, just slightly tracing the petals so they're the same size. Curve it around with the pen, and with your thumb just round it out. Bend to the back again, pinch it, hold it on the side with the flat pliers, curve it out, and put your pen in there. So now that we have all of the petals, we are just going to separate them carefully so they're evenly spaced. And then I'm going to wind one end of the wire around the other and clip it. So there we have our basic flower, and I'm going to give it a little pinch so it doesn't slip. And from there I'm going to get a 6mm faceted glass bead and pop it on top. After that I will clip the wire to 3/8 to 1/2 inch, bend it back and around to form a simple loop at the top. Just adjust it as you need and get your flat pliers to make sure there's no pokey ends, and that is our first lotus flower pendant. And for the second one, we are going to start by rounding the wire around for the petal, and this time I'm going to bend it to the side instead of the back. And this one I'm keeping it a little bit more straight edged, a little more simplified. So we're going to bring it around and simply trace those petals, bending it down with the flat pliers, and then again with the pen to bring it around. And we are going to just trace all of those petals so they're the same size. And you could try to do this on the jig, but the problem is that it's hard to get those really sharp bends. So I find this works well because we just trace one after the other so they're the same size. And again, flat pliers, hold it snugly, bend it straight down to have a sharp bend, put the pen back, bring it around, and then again get the flat pliers to bend it straight down. Give it a good little push with your finger to make that angle nice and sharp, and we're going to keep going until we have 5 petals. From there, I'm lining up the ends. I'm going to take one of the wires and thread it through, grab it with the pliers and pull it snugly. Go through again, flat pliers, give it a good little tug, pinch it in. We want to hold all those petals together and then clip that end off. Push the other end down and then spread your petals. We're just going to spread them out so they're evenly spaced as you like. The 20 gauge is pretty easy to work with. 18 gauge would be a little stiffer. I made these quite small. So once they're adjusted how you like, I'm going to do a little spiral. So I just put the little end of the pen back on so I have a cone shape. And I'm going to clip the end. I have a lot of different tutorials for how to make spirals. This is my preferred method to make the spiral on the cone. So we're going to twist that little end in to form the spiral, push it down, and then get our flat pliers just to pinch it in a little bit. To make the swan earrings, we're going to take the 20 gauge wire and start it as we did with the lotus flower. Just curve it around the pen to start the first wing and bring it around to form the head. And then we're going to bend the wire back for the wings. So hold it again with the flat pliers to curve it out. And so there's a nice little sharp bend there. And then we're going to get the pen or the round form and bring it around. So we're just going to curve it around. It's curved around on one side. And then we're going to take our flat pliers and bend it down. It's more like a teardrop shape. Push it down, hold that bend with the flat pliers and curve it out. So you'll see they're stacked one on top of the other, and adjust it as you need. Get the round form again and bring it around. We're going to do 4 of these teardrop shapes to form the wings. You can do as many as you like. Again, hold it with the flat pliers and bend it back. I'll link up below the live stream where I made the larger swan in this manner and the other designs for the swans. So we're going to hold this again with the pen, curve it around. Try to get them more or less the same size. It's okay if they're not perfect. Hold the wire, bend it back, and hold the end and curve it around. So then we'll get the pen again and bring it around. So there we have all of the wings, and then now we're going to hold them with the flat pliers as we did previously. Stack up those wires, hold them down with your finger so they stay lined up. Take the end, you could have clipped the end shorter too, and bring it around. Give it a good little tug so they're nice and tight. And you could bring it through a second time to make sure they're very, very snug. So wiggle it around till it's tight. Pinch it in with the flat pliers so it's nice and secure. And from there we will clip that little end, and you can pinch it in with the flat pliers so it's not scratchy. So you have all of those little wings, feathers, and we're going to adjust the head, take our round pliers to form the head around, and then the smaller round pliers to bend it out. Hold it with the flat pliers and sharp bend to the back or the front. And then we're going to hold the end and curve it around And then we're going to get our round pliers and we're going to form a tiny little spiral. If you're making this larger, the spiral can be bigger. I'm just forming it with my round pliers. So keep curving it around to do the spiral as big as you want. Clip the end and give it a little pinch with the flat pliers. Adjust it as you need, and then we're just going to spread those wing feathers out until they look like they're in the position that you want. And there is the swan, and from there you can get some commercial earring hooks or make your own. I would use sterling or Argentine silver to make the hooks. I'm just making them with copper wire for the sample. And we take an end, cut it flush, and then make the curve, line them up, do two at the same time with the larger pliers. We're going to form the loop part and then clip them, holding them together so they're the same size. And then I'm going to make some quick jump rings. Again, you can purchase your own jump rings if you like. Clip the end flush. Just make a couple of them. And then you're going to open up the jump ring, slide it on the swan, stick on the hook, pinch it closed, and there you have your beautiful swan earrings. So thanks so much for watching the video. Give it a big thumbs up if you liked it. Be sure to subscribe to my channel for lots more wire art and jewelry making videos. And if you'd like to share photos of your wire art and jewelry, be sure to join the Wire Makers Club on Facebook. And if you'd like to check out my work on Etsy, my husband and I specialize in custom wedding cake toppers and funky jewelry. I also have a mailing list, so if you'd like to sign up below, I'll send you my Wire Art Essentials ebook. So thanks again for watching, and we'll see you the next time.